The continuing battle between traditional and new media. Facebook has struck a deal with Australian regulators to restore news sharing in the country. This after the social media giant refused to pay publishers for their content based on newly proposed legislation there. So could this practice be the start of a new business model for Facebook and for publishers? Will US publishers and the business and companies here follow suit? Well, joining us now is Bob Herbold, former Microsoft Corporation Executive Vice President, Chief Operating Officer and Managing Director at the Herbold Group. Thanks for joining us, Bob.
Nice to see you, Jerry.
So this deal, well, it has not a deal yet, but Facebook initially under pressure from the Australian government to essentially to offer payment to publishers for content. Facebook didn't like that, took all content off its Australian Facebook operation, all publishers' content off. It's now back down on the understanding that the government makes some small concessions. Are we going to see, do you think, this model now where publishers are going to get paid for the content, the expensive content they produce, which Facebook sells advertising against? Is that now going to be the new model that we've started seeing it in Australia?
Well, I'd be surprised if it wasn't, Jerry, because other governments are looking at this. The publication outfits are looking at this and saying, wait a minute, at last there may be hope here in terms of getting somewhat paid for what we produce. Granted, with Facebook and Twitter and others, the content comes in various forms. Sometimes it's it's a link, a link on a piece of email or in a message and the like. But by and large, it's there. It deserves to be paid for, and Facebook had to make a deal in order to get some more reasonable rates. But yeah, I think we'll see a lot of this. I think governments are watching very closely.
And Google has already done a similar deal with companies including News Corp, which is a sister company of Fox, of course, and others, to pay for content there. I'm wondering that Facebook seemed to really, this was a bit of a misstep by Facebook. They took news publishers' content off the news feed, and what you got was a massive flowering of non-official news, of all kinds of stories, fake news, propaganda, rumor, gossip. The very thing that Facebook is under so much pressure about, so much criticism for, it actually gave a new platform to, and I think that probably causes people to realize how important proper, real published news is.
I think that's true. If you go back to the beginning, I think these social media companies thought that they would create these platforms, people would put all kinds of information there, points of view, and it turned out it was a lot of fake news and it was a lot of slander, and pretty soon they started to get hit from all angles, be it government or whatever, for, you're not taking down this content, you're not putting up this content, your ad pricing is screwed up, we don't understand why we're getting gouged on ad rates. And all kinds of people are coming to the party saying, wait a minute, this is a complicated beast. And I think the owners of these organizations have been confused, and they're now the brunt of all of these activities coming at them.
Bob, if I may quickly, just very briefly, I wanted to show you something, the Wall Street Journal editorial today, talking about, it's an example of tech censorship, a really aggressive tech censorship. We just had another, there's a Wall Street Journal article, you probably can't see it, it says tech censorship is accelerating, and it talks about the story that we had just this week where Amazon has actually removed a book from its sale, which somehow transgresses the kind of woke rules about transgender. It's a book called, I think, when Harry became Sally. It's a critique of much of the modern transgender theory. Amazon has removed that book, and it does illustrate, doesn't it, the extraordinary power that these tech companies have to control the information that people can actually see.
There's no doubt about it, and it's going to lead to big problems for them. They're going to be under incredible heavy weather from a legal perspective over the course of the next 2 to 3 years, and I think they're hopefully will begin to realize the immense problem they're in. They are very important, but to try to regulate these people is going to be extremely difficult. So the bad news is it's going to take a long time to get this thing sorted out.
Well, we're seeing it in Australia. Maybe it's coming over here too. Bob Herbold, thanks very much for joining me.